Sampson Levingston. All right. Welcome.
Welcome. Happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me. I just get started. All right. Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Sampson Levingston, and I'm a lover of Indiana history. That's what I do full time. I talk about our history. I drive all over the state. I got a goal to go to all 92 counties and talk about our history. With a big focus on the people that look like me. And I love all of our history, but I'm unapologetic about the people that look like me and our contributions, our achievements, and our obstacles that we've overcame that have accompanied us in Indiana since we've been here. I started hosting my walk and talks in June of 2020, and if you don't know what those are, these are walking history tours, primarily on Indiana Avenue is where I started. Then I went to Irvington, second neighborhood I went to. I crossed that same intersection that Hannah crosses after school. So I've walked that. Then I went to Martindale. I went to Mapleton, Fall Creek, Butler, Tarkington. I've been walking and talking all over the city. Sometimes I'll joke and I'll say I'm a professional West Street crosser. If you've crossed West Street on Indiana Avenue, I got to cross it twice on the tour. That's now like a 9-lane intersection you've got to cross. And it wasn't always that way, but the moment that you start to walk around Indianapolis, you realize that this infrastructure, this city is not for the walker. But it wasn't always that way, and I'm a history guy, so I'm gonna talk history for a little bit. Before cars, we walked. That's how Madam C.J. Walker got to church. She went to Bethel AME. It's now covered up by a giant hotel right by West Street. She walked from her home by Walker Theater to church. Just how the Crutchfield family likes to walk to church. We were walkers, all right? But we embraced the car. We embraced the automobile. It's Indianapolis, racing capital of the world. But some people get behind. I'll just give a little tidbit. First black driver doesn't come until 1991, right? So we start racing 1911. Some people get left behind. As we start to spread out as a city, and you can afford an automobile, that changes the landscape of Indianapolis. People who have money can now live outside of downtown. They don't have to live downtown by the Circle, where it's overpopulated, overcrowded, where it's stinky, where it's polluted. They can live outside. They can go up maybe to Meridian Kessler, build a home up there, then drive downtown. It changes the city. But if you're poor, you're stuck downtown, where the roads are bad, where the infrastructure is bad, where everything incentivizes getting from the suburbs through your neighborhood to downtown. Imagine if you live. Think about our streets, right? They said 38th Street was an unofficial red line in Indianapolis, right? Kept poor people south of 38th Street. If you're leaving downtown right now and you take Illinois or Capitol, that's a one-way. That'll fly you straight through those low-income neighborhoods, 50, 60, 70 miles. Imagine raising a kid on 24th and Capitol. But the moment you get to 38th Street where it gets nicer, they're gonna stop you. They're gonna say, you need to slow down. Because there's people that live here that we respect. There's people that live here that we care about. There's people that live here where we're never gonna shrink their front yard and turn it into an extra 2 lanes of traffic. There's people here that we're invested in. And everywhere else, there's people here that we do not care about. We want you to drive by so fast you don't even notice how messed up we've made their neighborhood. From the one-ways to the sidewalks to the people mover, how silly is the people mover? When we put the interstates around the hospitals, around Attucks High School, black people said, how will we walk to school with all this going on? The state said, you won't need to walk. This is a car town now. Now as people are starting to get back downtown, they're like, how am I supposed to walk around here? We've ruined that. So as we look at the mistakes that we've made historically, all right, those are real mistakes. Real things put into place that made it dangerous to walk around the town of Indianapolis. It is not safe. So now it's time we start putting in laws that make it safer to walk around. People want to walk. Just yesterday, this last thing I'll say, just yesterday I did a presentation at a school. Kid asked me, how do you know so much about history? How do you learn all this? I said, I walk around. I look at buildings, I look at birds, I look at street signs. I want to know, why is it named this? Why? Who's this school named after? I walk around. But I couldn't tell them to walk around. We were at 30th, we're right by Douglas Park. We're at 30th and Keystone. I said, but I wouldn't walk around here. without a buddy because it's dangerous, man. For a kid to walk around their neighborhood and learn. So from a historical perspective, we failed inner city Indianapolis and people who need to walk around. So now it's time that we start to serve them just for safety purposes, for quality of life purposes. It's really a no-brainer, right? And so I appreciate you bringing this up. And yeah, oh, I wrote something else down. Yeah, not everyone who dresses up should be speaking up. So keep that in mind. And thank you, guys.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, thank you very much. Taylor Hughes.